All right, you guys, say you have data from a FARO Premium scanner, and you're used to just importing the FARO scans straight into ReCap. With the FARO Premium, the import from the SD card is not possible. So if you encounter this kind of problem where you say select some files, and you go into your scans folder from your SD card and you bring it in, hit open, there's a little bit of a moment of satisfaction and normalcy where you're seeing that it's actually importing, but upon further uh, deliberation, you'll see that it's just not going to work. So in this video, what I'd like to show you how you can bypass this issue. Could not import scan, this is typical. So yep, I tried to import the raw scan to do the registration in ReCap, but it doesn't work. So what you have to do now is, let me do this, let me just exit the project. We don't need to save anything. You need at least SceneLT. SceneLT is a free version of FARO's Scene software. And what you need to do is create a project and give it a name. We'll call it FARO Premium Scan Import. And we'll go into import. We'll do import scans. And once again, I'll go into scans and I don't know, I'll just bring 2 scans over. So now they live here. If you've ever used Scene, you know that there's a process button right here in between import and explore and registration. In SceneLT, it doesn't exist, which makes you have to do this until possibly somebody actually catches on to this, and maybe it's by design that you can do it. But if you go into settings and you go into switch user interface, now you're in the user interface, which looks like this. You can actually right-click the cluster that has your scans in it. So you'll right-click, you can go into operations, and you can pre-process your scans. And by pre-processing and saving, because it wants you to save, so I'll say initial save. We'll just save this. What this does is it now expands those proprietary files or scans into FARO Scene or SceneLT, of course, over here, and allows you to apply, and this is the trick, apply pictures. If you don't do this step, you can still export from Scene even without going into this classic user interface. But let me hit OK over here. Now when I hit the OK button, and I'm not going to change any of the defaults, notice. So I actually don't even need this. I just need to apply pictures. So what I'll do is I'll hit the OK button, and what is happening now is SceneLT is taking those images that come with every scan, applying those images to the actual scan data, which means when you process and export the data afterwards, it will be colorized and can be imported into ReCap properly. So let's wait for this to be finished. Saving. And we are about to be done. Okay. Now I need to get these scans out of here. So let me right-click this scan, or you can just right-click the scans folder. It doesn't matter. But we're doing export scans, and we'll just export these. And what I'll do is I will keep it in the FLS format just to prove the point. So let me take it back into the SD card just because I have it in here. We'll make a new folder, call it exported FLS, and I'll call this scan number 1 or something. Save, and we'll hit export. So now we should have 2 files. Now let's go into the SD card. So we have two files, 001 FLS and 000 FLS, I guess. So if I open up ReCap now, and we will go back into the same project as we did before. And we'll go here and we'll go import. And let's just do the whole folder here. So we'll go into, exported, select folder. So this is where I exported those 2 files. These are the files that I exported, so that's correct. I will skip the registration. You can do the manual or automatic registration, but I'll just skip. I just want to prove the point that it's actually going to now come in and it'll be colorized. So there will not be an error upon importing anymore, and the data will be colorized. If you do not go through this switched user interface and you just export before processing the data, if you just right-click this and do export scans ordered or export scans ordered over here for multiple scans, everything will still work in ReCap, except it's not going to have the color applied. So now, because we process through CNLT, through that switched user interface, these should be colorized, and you can then do your registration in ReCap, of course. So let's wait till the data's actually imported. There we go. So first scan is done. It didn't fail, you see. Launch project. I have color, and there I am in my room where I'm making the actual video. So you see that this is now done. Obviously, I can wait for the second scan to actually finish, but you get the point. It's now actually working. So if you have an issue where you're used to using ReCap and don't want to use Scene for registration and are in possession of a FARO Premium sourced scan, then this would be your so far workaround. If you have any questions or comments, leave them below.